Well, they've got the rights for him now properly, haven't they? So it's been taken off TV. I'm not sure if the games are a completely different kettle of fish. All right. Well, I'm gutted that I didn't buy the full version from, because I got mine from CD. He's like, £22, I'll buy it. And I thought, I won't need a season pass, it's fine. And now I went to go buy a season pass, it's like 40 quid. Yeah. Not. Yeah. Yeah, it's very enjoyable. Very, very. You got to think about what you're doing as well. Bloody hell.
It took me about 2.5 hours, and I had 2 of my team were down, and it was literally the last thing that just managed to finish it. I was like, God, that was hard. It's the only one I've had where I've only had 1 star in it. Usually I get 2.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just finished a Venom one where Spider-Man comes in at the end.
Yeah.
And that was a tough one, I found.
Yeah.
So I got lucky because I managed to get the card that I got was the +6 damage. And then just throwing Venom into things as well with the whip.
Yeah. The characters that I started playing, I thought, I don't quite like these. I tried them because some of the things to unlock, you need to like done so many missions with Nico or somebody with magic or whatever, and I thought, yeah, I'm not huge. I like the characters from the comics and TV shows and things like that, so I knew them.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan in the game. And then as I've gone on and played them and unlocked other things, it's like, God, these are really good. So Nico and Magic I really like.
Yeah, Magic's very good. I mean, she's from what have I seen her in recently? She was in that all right film.
Yeah, the one with
Game of Thrones lassie.
Yeah.
It got slated, but I quite liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. But she's Rasputin. She's Colossus's sister.
Yeah, sister. Yeah.
It's like there's references to Peter in the.
No wonder.
Some of the talking from
right.
it from.
From Colossus. Sorry, right.
Yeah, Colossus. So yeah, if you know the comics and things, you get more out of it because they don't necessarily reference characters as the superheroes. They'll mention them in passing as something else. It's like, yeah, if you know who they are.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I liked from Days of Future Past was the. Were you with somebody who could do something with metal or whatever it was, whatever the catchphrase is, what they said? And that was a reference to Magneto, which I thought was nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not quite as hooked on it as Sorrow, going off the fact that he's got Captain America and Wolverine already, and I haven't even come close to getting those yet.
Oh, I've just Captain America got in this. Yeah, he's joined. Wolverine's just gone in passing in one of the missions.
Right.
Against one of the sort of like villains. So yeah, it's good. The writing in it's brilliant.
Yeah,
the writing in it's really good.
Some of the things that
Do you know what I love? I love the Superlink chat.
Yeah,
I read every single one of those, and the funniest
Yeah.
fuck, all the interplay between them and taking the piss out of each other on it's brilliant.
oh. First shot I made as Daredevil was you just shot someone, knockout, and it says Mom said knock you out, and it's like that's Five Finger Death Punch. I know the song,
Yeah,
and there's lots of little things like that all the way through it. It's like
yeah, Deadpool's brilliant. But,
yeah.
the voice isn't what I was expecting,
Mm.
The
but
voices don't quite fit the characters on some
yeah,
of them, but
it sounds like the guy. God, what was he in? I remember in a bit. I don't know whether it was a medical drama. He was. Oh God. He also in one program he played a Jewish guy who was sort of like big nose, black hair. God, what was he? What other thing was he in where he was? I'm sure he was in. He might have been in a medical drama. Let me think of him. Not one sec. But he's got that kind of whiny voice,
Mm.
yeah.
and it's just like that. And I thought, is that him playing it? But I doubt it very much because he's older.
All right.
Yes, I almost just out and got the DLC for Deadpool, and then I did that. I read through the comments on Steam, and it's like you can't play him in the actual game. It's just that one DLC.
Ah. 'Cause- So why would you develop him then? I can't see why you develop him because you've got they've got to allow it so that you can have Wolverine and Deadpool in the same group. Surely that's a missed opportunity if they don't do that.
Yep, you got to pay for it through the season pass.
So you can if you've got the
You
season
can if
pass,
it's season
just not.
pass, but not if you've only got
Right,
the DLC.
right, okay, yeah. I went straight for the season pass because Storm's in it as well in the season pass, and it's like late at some point, and it's like, yeah, I like Storm, so if they bring in more X-Men, all the better.
Yeah, my impulse purchase, I should have actually taken a step back and read more, and
Yeah.
then gone, oh, I'll get the season pass. I thought, oh, I'll get that. If I want the season pass, I'll get it later
Yeah.
for twice the price of the actual game.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the timeline in it as well confuses me because it implies that Tony knows Peter, but Peter says he's been Spider-Man for a few years, and there's something else about they'd been somebody for a while or something. So I don't know where they've got the time things from, but it's a bit disjointed from how
It is Matt Mercer. I thought it was Matt Mercer, and I thought that was Laura Bailey, and it bloody is.
Matt Mercer's the voice of the Hunter.
Yeah, I thought it
Oh.
was. Now I was like, it sounds like him. It's got to be. And then I'm just checking for the other devices, but yeah. And I thought Magic was Laura Bailey, and it is.
Awesome.
Oh, my hunter's female, so it would
Alright,
be
got
Matt
you.
Mercer. So I wouldn't have picked up on that, but I know the name Matt Mercer.
It's a DM for Critical Role.
Yeah.
That's why I know the name for Matt Mercer. Right, that makes sense.
All right. All I'm going to say is
Oh, Michael J. White plays Blade.
Oh right, the
Um,
martial artist.
Yeah.
I thought that his
Paul-
voice sounded familiar.
Paul Dedarin, or whatever his name is, plays half a dozen of them. He played the gnome in one of the in Critical Role Campaign 1.
Did he?
He did, yeah.
Let's look at who's playing who in it.
It's Nolan North who plays Deadpool.
I recognise that name.
I
Yeah,
do as well.
Is he the one from
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you reprobate. So we ready?
Yeah, I got a black
Yes.
screen to shake. We are
Yeah,
live, by
mine-
the way.
Mine's black as
Best
well.
Hydra in the world.
Yeah, mine's still blank.
I've got game pause, but it's a black map.
Yeah,
I've got to the loading page, and that's fine.
Hydra Bob. Hydra Bob.
Hydra Bob's brilliant. Here for the dental plan.
Yeah.
Why is she familiar? The one that plays the female hunter. She looks familiar from something, but I can't think what from.
Does that work now? Can everybody see the picture?
Yeah, sorry, no, I was on the Seven Valley one, that's why I couldn't see it. Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
where I want to... Yeah, brilliant, thank you.
All right. My brain's frazzled. I have no idea what's going on because I've literally just walked out of work.
Yeah, I finished at 7 o'clock as well, so it's like been a long day.
Yeah, it has been a long day. So
I finished
let-
early today and had a sleep. It was great.
Lovely.
Yeah, see, I was playing Midnight Suns until 1:30 this morning and then got up really early. So my mind's not working anyway.
We're in the sanitary, yeah.
You are in.
And we're just
the
gone
church.
home. Are we gone? Did we go to the church after that?
You're in the church.
Yeah.
Sorry, church, yeah.
Yeah, we were just after walking towards the front, towards the altar, and that's where we left it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Only because I was getting tired, I think.
No, that was me.
Oh, it was you that wanted to stop at 10.
At
didn't
10,
you?
yeah.
Okay, so yes, you've been investigating the church in Brichester. You've discovered some oddities about the church. Clearly, there's an element of medieval stonework, but there is also something much newer the further up the spire that you go. If you remember, as you went up the spire, you noticed that. Hold on.
There's some writing on the tiles, wasn't there? And then there was that weird...
Yeah, there's writing on the tiles. There is a number of oddities as well. There's kind of like that strange iris-like trapdoor that you have no
Yeah.
idea what that's for. There's the strange materials that the damp patch and stuff that you couldn't quite work out where that came from or what that was. A portrait of Copeland you saw.
Yeah,
You
there's
went
Templar
upstairs.
symbols all over the place.
Yeah.
That quartz deposit, amber quartz.
Oh, yeah.
We've got the 4 statues, crystals that we don't know what they're for, lying in the middle of the church.
Yeah, and I've realised I missed something. So let me just reopen this for you so you all can see.
Yeah, all those things were things I'd taken photos of. That's
So in area 13 on this map, which is the steeple stairs, there was a a porcelain statue in a niche.
okay. Do we know what of or who of? Or...
Does it have arms or tentacles?
Hard to tell because
Is it worn?
it looks to be like a statue, a porcelain statue of possibly a saint, but which saint you don't know because there was no head. The head had been deliberately smashed off.
Oh,
Oh.
how big is it? Big enough to pick up, or
You know, about this kind of size.
okay, see if I can lift it up and see if there's anything underneath it to indicate who it's supposed to be.
Made in China.
Well, so lifting it up, the statue itself has nothing underneath it, but as you kind of disturb it, the stone that it was resting on kind of falls inwards to suggest that there might be something hidden inside the niche itself.
If nobody's nearby, I'll call someone over and say, I hold this. Check if there's anything underneath it. Heard something move.
I'll come across and just get my fingers into whatever gap's there and just try to tease it up.
Okay.
Like
A couple of pieces of stone that are they are they're loosely connected. You know, the way the statue kind of would sit on them would stop them from falling in, and by moving it, one of them falls in and allows you to kind of take that out and take a couple of others around. And there is probably a hole about this kind of big, this kind of size in the niche. That it's sat in.
Is the hole pointing up or is it pointing outwards?
Downwards.
Up, downwards. Right.
Down inside the niche.
Right. Yeah.
So if I move the statue aside, we can look down and see if there's anything in it or whether it goes through somewhere.
You can.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Shall do that.
There appears to be. I'm just trying to find it.
That's where his head is.
And it's a real head.
There appears to be a book.
I'm going to call Ralph over. I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. Get the experts here.
Am I
Yeah, 'cause he
am
wants
I
his
the
blood.
insanity buffer or something?
Yeah.
You know how to handle delicate ancient books. We don't
Yeah.
want to damage them.
It might
okay.
be ancient, so yeah, you want to put your gloves on.
Yeah.
The other one with the gloves.
I'm
Gloves on.
sweaty from climbing.
Plus, I'm holding a statue at the moment. So
Okay, get out and take gloves out and take a look at it.
It seems like a deep black leather-bound book with a pair of hands, like cut like this, with what looks like a sarcophagus being held up by the hands. On the side of the spine, it says Volume IX.
9.
Okay, just take a look at the first page. Does it look like a continuation of?
Revelations of Glassy,
Yeah,
Volume 9, The Uses of the Dead.
Is this the one that was missing?
This is the one that's missing.
Yeah.
What the hell's it doing here?
Being hidden.
In a holy place.
It's the 1865 edition of the Revelations of Glassy. I can't share it with you until you tell me you're going to pore over it, and then I can give you loads of information.
I can almost guarantee we will be. But
I will be, but not this moment.
It does appear to be. It does have annotation in it, and it's noted in the inside cover. It's the Volume 9 by Matterhorn Press, annotated by Alexander Copeland.
So this is the one that was stolen.
It would appear so. How did I miss that originally?
You were tired, and that's why we had to finish early.
Very, very possibly. Yeah. If you remember, then so you've got that. Just make a note you've got that, and then when you want to look at it, I can tell you in detail what you find. You've got loads of books to read now.
Yeah, we're all going to have to start taking up skills in reading these. There's not enough time in the day for one person to read them.
I believe you've got version 5, version 12, a set of handwritten notes, and now version 9, volume 9. I think Ralph wants the other volumes now. He's intrigued.
I need the set now, yeah?
You need the set. You've started.
Got to catch 'em all.
So if you remember, the rest of the staircase leading up into section 18 is the base of the steeple, where if you remember, you could up at the top there, there was a horrible vibration that you could feel, and a shocking muted whistling.
Is that where we saw the universe?
That's where you
Division.
saw. Yeah, you saw that kind of
Meteor.
exactly. Yeah,
That was the angles of Tag Plateau.
the angles of Tag Plateau. Yes, or the angels of Tag Plateau, depending
Angels,
on
depending on how.
Yeah. You've got some indications of Knights Templars, including the Templar Cross, the Gold Seal of Huda Pains,
Was it EL or LE? Was it?
Angles, ANGLE.
Angles.
Yeah, Angles of Tag Plateau. Okay, so you were going to head back down to the bottom, if I remember rightly, and then head across the main part of the church towards the altar. And that was where we left it last week, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. So the central part of the church, the sanctuary, is definitely made of older stone, worn with silent stories of untold care. Somebody got architecture? I can have a look.
Yeah.
I do indeed.
Joseph does.
Okay. Looking around the architecture, the difference in age of the stone between the entrance and the sanctuary is stark. The church was upgraded, but for some reason the stonework of the sanctuary was left undisturbed. So even, the stonework that you're seeing here is even older than the entranceway, which is the original medieval parts of the church.
Hmm.
All of the windows have had wooden shutters closed over them. The air is thick and still, filled with a kind of charnel musk. Some of the pews are broken, slanted with age. There are mounds of dust between the pews, piles of half-toppled hymnals squat against one of the arch pillows, like grotesque huddled beings long forsaken.
Any sign of tracks or anything from someone visiting recently?
Doesn't the central walkway, direct from the entrance to the altar, is definitely has less dust than everything around it.
Okay. Looking at the altar, does it look like parts of it have been disturbed? Like there's been something on it or something hidden in it or anything like that type of thing? Just
You're
in case.
heading over to the altar, yeah?
Yeah.
So the altar has a cloth laid over it. Other than that, the altar appears to be empty.
Does the cloth look like one that should be there, or is it something different?
Is it new-ish, or is it worn and?
It's quite worn, quite old, been there for a while. Looking at the cloth, the cloth, looking at draped over the thing, is just a dark cloth. There's nothing on it that you can see.
Well, being a pious person type thing, I'm used to seeing altar cloths. Does it look like a normal altar cloth or something different that's been put on it?
It looks the wrong colour for a typical Catholic altar cloth. Mind you, this is supposedly a Church of England church.
Yeah, so I might not know if there's a difference or not. I personally don't. Okay, I shall lift it up, see if there's anything underneath it or on the lower side of the cloth, like a embroidery or something like that. Or
So the altar cloth should generally be white, and this is kind of a. It's more of an ivory color. So from a distance, it doesn't look out of place. But when you get close to it, you realize it's not the pure white that would normally symbolize the shroud of Jesus, but it's an off-white. As you kind of lift it up and look, there's some strange markings on the inside trim of the cloth at the bottom.
can I read them?
No, they look like strange pictures. You'd probably know what hieroglyphics look like.
Yeah.
They look like Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Okay, Ralph, I've got more reading for you. This time on the cloth.
Over and take a look.
Hieroglyphics mean nothing to me. The pictures to me.
It's a bit strange on a cloth, though, isn't it?
Yeah, on an altar.
I'd have to research that. So if we can get a picture of it.
Yep. Take pictures all the way around it to try and get them all.
It appears to be this symbol.
Cross between Cyclops and Loki.
Or a stickman having the best night ever.
Or the stickman having the best night ever, yeah.
Also, I was thinking it's a single eye, but it's got Loki's horns.
Yeah.
Looks like the devil to me. And there's nothing on the floor around this altar around the other side. There's no sort of compartments or doors in the actual altar.
Right, so you're kind of removing the cloth a little bit to look all the way around the altar?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was lifting it up.
Good. Okay, so...
Yeah, because you'll need to lift it up to take photos, won't you?
Okay, give me 1 second to pull this together.
Should we take the cloth?
No, I think once you've taken the photos, that'll be enough.
There is something strange on the back panel of the altar. It looks definitely out of place. I don't press the wrong button.
Ooh.
Okay, it's same symbol again.
Look at this symbol, and then looking at the other sort of hieroglyph. Ralph, you've read about this. Described by John Dee in his book Monas Hieroglyphica. From top to bottom, Dee claims it represents the moon, the sun, the elements, and fire. You have obviously read the Monas Hieroglyphica, and there are some text in the book that suggests that this monad is the key to unlocking the celestial astronomy, which is the source and guide of our inferior astronomy. Other than that iconography on the back panel of the altar, there is nothing else around the altar.
Okay. So
It appears
that's yeah. So taking photos of that as well.
yep.
I'm gonna study it closer with magnifying glass. See if any of it looks separate to the rest, like hidden compartments, or it moves, or it'll come off, or anything like that.
Nope.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to.
What's this doing on my church altar? Does it look more recent than the rest of the altar, or part of the original?
More recent. But that equally could be the
Hundreds
last
of years.
the last 100 years.
This church isn't exactly just a church. It seems to have had lots of potential different religions.
And to your religious upbringing, Alfred, the church is clearly not used.
Yeah.
It's clearly fallen out of favour with the local parishioners.
It was that long ago. I'm surprised nobody's come to try and do something with it.
Well, maybe it was, and this is just me spitballing, but maybe was it Loughton that was around here 100 years ago? Maybe he's had something to do with this. But not Loughton, sorry. Is it Loughton?
Loughton, yeah.
Yeah.
That symbol in the middle for sun comes from the hieroglyph for Ra, who's a sun god.
Mhm.
That's where radius comes from.
I noticed that the cross looks Templarish as well.
Yeah, but looking at it, they're all symbols for planets and things. So, looking at cosmology and possibly things like that. That top one's a symbol possibly for Taurus, and the bottom one's for Aries. So,
So some celestial events.
mm,
Yeah, I got nothing to do with astrology. Are there any? Is there like a crypt or downstairs to this place underneath? Any steps
Was-
leading down, or those? Or...
Well, yeah. So I should have put this in the main thing as an actual map on the thing. I'll do that in a minute. If you look to the north of Area 7 on the map, there's a set of stairs that go up, and then to the south of Area 7, there's a set of stairs going up. You haven't seen anything that goes down. The two sets of stairs lead out of the back into the sort of the back grounds of the
Right.
graveyard.
Okay, so what's in Area 8 then?
So Area of 8 appears to be a vestry. Hanging on the wall is a portrait of an Anglican priest. His eyes bulge somewhat, hairline recedes to thin wisps, and a small black brass, corroded brass plate reads Alexander Copeland. It is not dissimilar to the portrait that you found in Area 11, though they look to be the same person, but there are definite physical differences. And here's what in his previous in the portrait on in the Chamber of Chairs, the portrait showed a man that was smiling, confident, and had blue eyes. Whereas this is showing the same man with green eyes that are bulging and a more receding hairline.
He definitely doesn't look well on this one.
He does not look as well on this one as the previous one for sure.
I'll have a search around the room, see if there's anything being left behind that symbols or objects.
There's nothing else in here that seems out of place or symbols or anything that you wouldn't expect to find in a church.
The picture, how big is it? Too big to lift up and look on the back?
You can lift it up. You can lift it up. It's probably a typical portrait picture size.
Okay.
Lift it up behind it. It's just fastened to a normal stone wall. Nothing.
No writing on the back of the picture or anything. Right, okay.
No. Nothing.
I have art history. I don't know how that would.
Okay.
That'd be. In fact, I've got art as well. Sorry. Could I see if it's been altered in any way? If somebody paints his eyes green, or
No, it appears to be a genuine portrait.
right?
The pitch that you're looking at appears to be the original painting.
Any signature in it with a date or?
Nothing that would mean anything.
Yeah, okay. I'm just wondering whether this might be more recent than the other one to show.
Yes, it would be. It would be more recent.
Yeah, he looks older, doesn't he?
Yeah. I was hoping for dates to show that, this is only a year later. It's like, what the hell's happened in that time?
It's almost like the one upstairs is like, oh, I found my faith. The one down here goes, oh, no, it really does.
Yeah. And my faith wasn't what I thought it was.
No.
So you can continue on to the stairs if you wish and go upwards to area 9.
Yeah, just below 8. Before the, just after the turning for the stairs. Are those other stairs?
Uh,
A cupboard or something. Oh, alright.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do something. Give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, I can't zoom in on this to.
Let's try this. This might help us do better. Hold on, it's not worked. Does that help?
Oh,
That
yes,
help?
indeed.
That does
Yeah.
help. Okay,
I
Good,
can actually
there we
zoom in on that.
you can zoom in. It doesn't look great when you zoom in, to be honest, because that's just the nature of the picture.
Yeah.
But there we go. So this is the area here that you're currently in. That is the vestry.
Yeah. If we go straight out the door and south, it looks like there's something.
Here.
No. To diagonally up a little bit. There.
There.
Yeah.
That's stairs that go up.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah. So you could go up or you could go out the back door into the grounds behind.
But these stairs that go up, do they lead up to the walkway around that we went up already?
There wasn't a walkway that goes all the way around the building. but
Oh,
it
right,
does-
okay.
It does go up into this area here.
Right.
Mm.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it might be worth looking at inside before we checking out the back area. Yeah, I'll go up those stairs then.
Going up those stairs. Okay. This one has another one of those strange statues.
Well, Saints with a missing head.
Nope. Sorry, it's one of those statues that those kind of strange kind of statues with the birch signature at the bottom.
SV Birch.
Yes. Just sat on a pedestal on a plinth just as you go up. There is a door heading northwards, if you like, if you look at the map to the top of the map, an open doorway.
Okay. I'll manipulate. How big is the statue? Movable?
It's heavy, but it's not life size, so it is heavy, but not too heavy for you to be able to move.
I'll try and turn it around, see if there's anything on the back of it, like writing, engravings, or something. Okay.
No, there's nothing. But what you can see from here is each of the main arches down below you. There are at I think we said this at the point of where the arches meet. There are crystals embedded in them.
Yeah. I just couldn't figure out how to get light to them.
Yeah.
And that hole in the ground, so the trapdoor, the circular one, didn't link to these, did it?
No, the trapdoor is up here in area 14.
That's right.
Okay, I'll head over to room 10. I'll look at what's in there.
Well, as you get to the door, looking inside, there are stacks of Bibles on probably very badly rotten tables. The Bibles are covered in white, powdery stuff.
Just dust or.
Looks more fungal in nature.
Okay. I won't go in then. Just in case it is fungal and spores kick up.
Because if you try to bite me, I will shoot you.
You're the one that keeps getting bit or scratched or something. You're the one that's gonna.
More likely.
And that. Okay, I'll wait for Ralph because he might have an idea what this lot is, as whether it's safe or not. Having dealt with all the books and things. Is there anything else in, or just the tables with the old Bibles?
Just
No doors
as far
or
as you can
windows?
tell,
Or...
there's no. There is window. There is a window, and there's a sort of there's a window that looks out over to the back and the graveyard behind. There's also a small window that looks down onto the altar area.
Okay. Anything to do with that? Yeah, no, I've got any skill that would help me identify fungus. So they're all stacked on the table, nothing underneath it.
There are a few piles underneath the table as well,
Right,
but the
okay.
majority of them, they're a mixture of on the table and underneath.
Yeah. Oh. Something useful in there. I don't particularly fancy going through them and looking, not without a gas mask anyway.
Okay.
Do you want me to go and grab one? I'm going to.
I'll put my scarf around my
Yeah.
nose and mouth and have a quick look through them. Just look at, with a look for titles and things.
Okay.
You said they were literally all Bibles, or
They appear to be all Bibles.
are they just standard editions that you'd give out in a church, or the pews, or?
They would be.
But are they all the same? Cheaper
They appear
version.
to be.
Look for any that are different that stand out.
Okay. They all appear to be the standard revised edition, or whatever that version was, probably from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Probably. It's probably an equivalent of the King. It's probably an older version of the King James Bible, to be honest. Unsurprisingly, let me just check something. I've not seen this before. Unsurprisingly.
It's a mimic.
It's not a mimic. That's strange. I don't know what this is. Let's have a quick look for something. Sorry, I just seen something. I don't know what it is. Okay. None. Okay. Can you disturb the Bible? Not unsurprisingly, a load of this dust spits up in your face. Can you make a health mitigation test? So, D6. You may elect to spend any number of points from your health pool, but you are decreasing your health pool accordingly. But I'll give you a +1 for the scarf.
What was the target?
There isn't a target.
Okay.
I'll tell you the result based on what you roll.
Okay. Well, I'll spend 1 point of health and have a +1. So is it a D6 +2?
D6 +2, yeah, please.
Now, how do you roll dice if you haven't got? If it's not a skill?
Slash roll 1d6 +2.
Oh, good.
All right. From the doorway, which I presume is where Alfred is standing, you watch as Ralph goes in, starts looking around, and he kind of casually picks up one of these Bibles. And you see this kind of white puff come off the Bible and just kind of envelop him for a second. And he stands there, swaying, not talking, not moving, just
All right.
gently swaying. He doesn't respond.
I'll carefully walk into the room, holding my breath, and
Okay.
try and lead him out the room, not touching anything apart from Rolf's arm to guide him out. See if he responds.
Okay. He doesn't he doesn't resist, but he's very vacant.
Does he actually take steps, or do I have to physically carry him?
You will have to physically carry him.
Okay. I shall do that. I'll try and lift him up by his arms and carry him out, if possible.
Okay. How long are you going to wait to see what happens?
Well, I'm going to, if he's like this, I'm going to get my flask out
Okay.
and get some, I know it's alcohol, but I'll get a little bit of alcohol in my hand and just flick it into his face.
Okay.
Is it all over his nose and things? Because he's got the handkerchief over his mouth type thing, so...
It's all around. There's still little bits of it around his hanky. You notice that he's not quite sealed his nose.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a gas mask, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So there's a gap in between the top here where his nose would be.
Yeah, pull it away from his mouth so that...
there anymore.
And take the handkerchief away so that air can actually get to it.
Okay. After 5 minutes, Ralph, you come to kind of stood out near the stairs leading down. You have no idea how you got there, or indeed what happened to you in the last 5 minutes. You just weren't there.
How did we get here?
I pulled you out of the room when that dust covered you and you just started standing there.
Did I grow faint or something?
You looked vacant and you were swaying a little bit. But you're unresponsive. I had to carry you out here.
It's almost like you were paralysed.
Interesting.
The dust is...
And this was just the dust off the book.
Yeah.
as far as I know, didn't see anything else in there.
Strange.
You have a lingering memory of descending below the church, but also of sitting in the pew closest to the altar on the right-hand side. I think it's right-hand side. Let me double check. Left-hand side, sorry.
Where are we now? Sorry, what area?
We're currently up in area 9 here.
Okay,
So
so that's
that would be
so we need to go to
Yeah.
6 then, don't
Yeah.
we? And we weren't down in the main.
No.
Where the pews are. Oh,
You remember going into area 10 where the Bibles were, and you remember picking up a Bible. You don't remember anything until you're standing outside in area 9 with a slightly worried Alfred kind of taking your scarf off and
oh, I get a memory of, and we've not been anywhere whilst I've been
No.
vacant. Just
No.
we've just come from.
I
I've
just been trying to clear your airways. That's all.
I've a memory of being somewhere else. Us going somewhere else.
Where?
I remember us being near the pews downstairs on the left-hand side. I could quite vividly picture the pew, and also somewhere below, in a lower level.
That's what we're trying to find. We've definitely not been in low level.
No.
And I'm sure you didn't
suspect
sit
there
down.
will be something, but how you get to it, I don't know.
You say you can vividly remember sitting in the pew.
That's in the back of my consciousness as I've come through. That's what I can remember.
Is your memory what was the state of the church? Was it because you've not sat down? Was it as dirty? I can't imagine you sitting on one of those dirty pews anyway.
Oh, I've been in dirtier places. I've been on digs, but I'm not entirely sure. I think I'd have to focus on that.
do you have a
So,
note-
any-
well, you have a notebook on you.
Yes,
Okay.
I've always got a notebook on me. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one as well.
Involuntarily, you pull your notebook out and start sketching.
Okay.
You specifically sketch the interior of the church. You specifically sketch a pew that has been pushed open, like pushed back on itself, revealing a narrow hole in the ground with a set of stairs leading down. Can you give me a 4-point stability test, please?
I was only cleaning some books.
Yeah.
You were only cleaning
Books
them.
are your curse.
4-point stability. Oh god, my stability's fucked.
Welcome to the drawing club. That's 2 of us now.
Bollocks.
Joseph, you're next.
Oh, I just like to look at them.
Dancing ladies don't count for clues.
Remember, your target is 4 on a d6. You can spend as much stability as you wish.
Hang on, my stability it's reset on the skills, but it's not reset on the tracker.
Reset it on the tracker then.
Hang on, sorry, I'm looking at something else. Hang on.
Oh.
It's on my stability.
Yeah, I've got 6 or 9 stability.
Oh, there you go. No, I was looking at sanity. Sorry. Okay, let's spend. God. Here we go. I'm either going to lose 2 or 4. What's a better roll than 1?
Oh, ye of little faith.
Okay.
To change.
All right.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You draw something that kind of was in your memory, and it is of a pew tilted back with what looks like a hole in the ground with a set of stairs leading down.
Good drawing. You're normally this good. You caught whatever I got when I drew this.
As I come round, did I just go vacant again?
You did, and you drew this.
I do draw, I do sketch, but it's not normally as clear as this.
Yeah, I don't draw much at all, and that's beyond my ability. There's something weird going on.
Somebody somewhere wants us to go this way, that's why. We're being led.
Yeah. But are they on our side or not?
Well, that's the worrying thing, because I don't like being led. Especially when I don't know where we're going.
Well, it appears we're going down.
I wonder if this gate is down here.
I was just waiting for loving an elevator to start, man.
You're waiting for love in an elevator, are you?
Going down?
Yes.
So who's the woman dwarf and who's the big guy that's holding her?
Let me have a look for something.
Guess we go down the stairs and head over to the pier.
You have to wrap me in cotton wool now because I've got 3 points of stability left. I'm right on the edge.
Oh my god. You developed a nervous twitch.
I don't even. Oh yeah, I spent mine when I had the drawing episode. I think I must have spent something else as well.
Yeah, I'm on 8, so something did happen.
You can read these books. You can read these books then.
Yeah. If only I could read.
Yes, yeah. I took some points in library use to help find things, not so much to read books that will drive you insane.
Right, give me a second. I'm just doing a couple of bits and pieces here. Okay. Are you going to act on what you've drawn?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I am, whether they are or not.
Even without that picture, my plan was to go down and turn the pew over.
Well, do you know, I was going for the altar.
Yeah, I've been looking for.
See, the altar's
steps.
obvious, isn't
Altar.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
The altar's. Oh, it's always the altar, isn't it?
with those scuff marks.
Okay.
But what happens if you get a fidgety kid sitting in that chair?
He goes to hell.
Yeah.
Where's it gone? 1 second. It's taking ages. You go over to the altar, and between two of you, Joseph and Alfred, you kind of push it and tilt it over. And as it tilts over, the leg closest to the altar seems to be connected to something in the ground that pulls upwards. And there, a small, well, a meter or so wide flagstone kind of seems to just slide with a bit of a grating sound. And looking down, you can see a set of stairs that seem to spiral downwards out of view.
light the flashlight and shine it down.
As this thing opens, Ralph, you feel a strong urge to go down.
If Ralph does make a movement involuntary towards the hole, I'll go first.
Oh no, it's not involuntary. It's voluntary. This because I've got a thirst for knowledge. So my plan was to, as soon as I got that image in my head, I was going to go down anyway. So at this point, I'm not being led. I'm kind of following my drive.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you going to let Joseph go down first, or are you going to push everybody out the way and go down first?
I'll go down first.
Unless somebody actively gets in my way and says no, stop. I'll lead because that's what they do. Then I'll let them. But my torch is, my flashlight's out, and I'm ready to go down.
Before I go down, I'm going to put my handkerchief over my nose.
Yeah.
I have to see what happened to Ralph upstairs,
Okay.
and recommend that everybody else does the same.
Let me go first. I'm the one that's used to going headfirst into danger. You don't know what's down there.
Okay, I'll bring up the rear then because I'm worth more.
You head down the stairs. As the first one of you kind of goes below the level of the church, the sound of the angles of Tag Clateur begins to call out. A horrible vibration, a shocking, muted, whistling sound. As the third one of you goes down, so whoever's first, you're following these twisting steps that go down between narrow, dripping walls. It doesn't open out. It literally just two walls, wide enough for one person to pass at a time, goes down in a big spiral. After a while, you get this kind of glow, kind of iridescent, that is glowing along the bottom and the tops of these spiraling steps of stone. They then give way to steps of dirt, continuing to spiral downwards, slightly wider now, but out of which grow bloated, dappled fungi. The roof of the tunnel, as the stairs kind of level out for a brief moment to a tunnel before more strangely coloured steps head further downwards. But the roof of the tunnel is supported by the flimsiest of arches. The stairs eventually spill out into a vaulted tunnel. This vaulted tunnel seems to have 3 alcoves on either side of it. So if you could imagine quite a wide tunnel, maybe 3-4 persons wide, archways all the way along, and these, wherever these arches are, little kind of alcoves, and in each of the alcoves appears to be a statue.
All the same statue, or
All the same statue.
Oh, right, it's not a life-size one.
oh, he looks
Ooh.
friendly. What the hell is that supposed to be?
So
Are those
it's
bubbles
6
or eyes?
alcoves either side, with one of these statues, identical statues in each one.
That's a fish kind of creature.
Yeah, it does look aquatic,
Yeah.
but it looks human as well. That looks like shoulders to me and a head.
Can I?
Just want to briefly call out that this statue is a real statue that I think could be purchased.
Is it
From an
Royal Partha?
From an Etsy store called Monster Caesar.
Ooh.
And I hasten to add that, this is purely being used for the game, and no copyright or anything is assumed to be infringed, I presume.
Yep, good.
But whoever you are on that Etsy store, you do damn fine work.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it greatly.
And thank you for watching.
Yeah. Not really well. But it's specifically called out here with the individual's store webpage. So I guess this is one of those things where the original writer of this specifically found this statue and wanted to make sure it was called out.
Does
So
that
there are 6
resemble
on either
anything
side,
from
and they're all
mythologies?
identical. Say again?
Yeah.
Does it resemble anything from any mythologies that we've come across?
Can I use
Right.
2 points of occult and reference my Cthulhu mythos?
Hold on a second. These are life-sized.
Oh, nice.
So they look like that, so it's not a full torso. It's just the
Yeah.
head part. So it's not
Well-
going to step out and attack us.
You don't need to spend anything. You can reference your occult and Cthulhu mythos.
Okay.
As you get a little bit closer, though, you're sure this thing's just twisted to look at you.
Now fuck off.
That almost looks duck-like.
Its
Uh.
eyes kind of boring into you. Yeah, I don't know. What's Ralph's reaction?
Whipple? I will. I'm assuming I've still got one of the Bibles in my hand. I will clutch it closely.
Okay. A bit more fungus drips off it.
That's perfectly fine. I will shine a flashlight at it.
Okay.
And did anybody see that move then?
Shining
No.
a flashlight at it, it looks like that. It looks like the original statue. Doesn't appear to have moved according to for what Joseph and Alfred can see. It just looks like this statue. You're sure it's watching you there, Ralph?
Don't blink.
I will go to the entryway where we came in and start etching the protection runes around the entranceway.
Okay. All right. On that note, let's take a quick 10-minute break because I need to go grab a drink.
Whipple!
Aren't they supposed to be doing a TV show with him as well?
Yeah.
Or has that been cancelled?
Hopefully it's been cancelled.
No.
Silly
I-
character.
I just found Lisa's Valentine's present. Or one of them.
Yeah. Hey, nice.
It's Colin Robinson.
Nice.
We're doing the shadows.
Oh, yeah.
Bobblehead thingies from Forbidden Planet.
Okay. Oh,
Hello. Charlie's like magic. As soon as I have some cake, he just appears. I don't see him walk into the room, he's just suddenly there. Oh, yeah.
Does he like cake?
Oh. He likes anything that we're eating. I'll save you some. I will. Well, that's my birthday cake.
Did you have a good birthday?
Yeah. Can't get any better than playing D&D on your birthday.
Oh,
No.
God, no.
Did they buy you pizza for your birthday?
Oh yeah. Papa John's. So we had
Nice.
2 big pizzas, and then I brought a cake. One of the other players brought a cake. So it's like, okay, so we've got lots of cake here, and the cake that I'm just finishing off now serves 14. It didn't take that many.
All right. So Ralph disappears, and for about half an hour or so, he just sat at the edge of these tunnels, just carving into the brick.
I'm taking multiple photos of the statues from different angles.
They're all the same, which is the intriguing thing. There's no difference in any of them. But the tunnel continues into the darkness beyond.
Wait for Ralph to finish up. I don't want to split up down here. There's no saying what kind of traps might be about.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the floor and see if there's any footfall.
You just read my mind. I was
Yeah.
thinking that.
Interestingly, no, there isn't. And also, oddly, there doesn't appear to be any dust on the floor either.
Is it damp in here? Is it?
It is damp. Yeah. It's not, the water's not dripping down the walls like it was at the beginning when you first went down the stairs, but there's certainly a dampness to the atmosphere.
Well, that'll explain no
And
dust.
there ahead of you is that green iridescent glow.
Ralph, what are you doing?
Got a very uneasy feeling down here. It could be an after effect of what happened above, but can't be too safe.
Right. I'm going to peer at one of these statues. What does it seem to be made of?
Okay.
Bronze? Yeah, it's made of bronze.
I'd hate to be the one to carry these down here. It's bronze by the looks of it. But it must have been one a hell of a cast.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find a room deeper in. That's where they were made.
Mm. Mentally working out how much bronze is worth these days.
Okay.
Are there any markings on them or under them to, like, when you get statues, it might say this person or something like that, or
They're just
all right?
there are just 12 of these statues, 6 on each side of this passageway that continues on, that are just there.
They're all identical. It'd be too heavy to look at the bottom of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm strong. I'm not that strong.
I'm not. I don't think I'm carrying my gun, am I?
No.
No, I have my
None of
knife.
us are.
Yeah, I've got my knife in my boot, so I'm going to just seeing how unnerved, in a sense, that Ralph is. I'm just going to pull out my knife.
Okay. All right, you pull out your knife.
I'll keep my knife sheathed, but I've got fitting the brass knuckles on just in case.
Okay.
And I'll look at the passageway within light's reach so that I don't lose sight of anyone, just to check the floors in case there is anything tripwise or
Doesn't appear to be.
something like that. Right. And when Rolf's ready, we'll start moving forward.
Okay. Well, you move on past, I suppose, what could be called the statue chamber or statue room, and continue along the tunnel. Strange grey stone sort of echoes to your boots, but you're always hearing this sound of the angles of Tag Plateau, and almost with each step that you take, the noise is getting louder. Ralph, the pull that you feel is to just continue towards that greenish light you can see out in the distance. On your right hand side, the tunnel opens into a vast chamber, way beyond which your torchlight can reach. The tunnel, though, itself continues onwards.
Yeah, I will stand and listen, see if I can hear anything coming from the chamber, movements or.
There's nothing. It's quiet. Well, no, it's not quiet. You can hear that sound, that constant sound,
But
which
nothing
makes it
about
very
that.
difficult for you to hear any other sound.
Shine the torch in around the floor. Does the floor still say this level? It doesn't drop or anything.
What is level? Probably 20 or so feet, maybe 5, 6, 7 yards in. There are a row of stone blocks with what appears to be a body on top of each one.
Okay, so like a crypt.
Yeah.
So there could be sarcophaguses with statues put on top to denote who's in it, type of thing.
So how many were there?
We've
Well,
only seen a few.
sweeping your torch, 2, 3 dozen, as far as your torch can see.
Gosh.
Should we explore this room or carry on? Can we see this green glow?
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's best to look everywhere as we're going forward.
So
In case we miss something.
I shall take a step into the room.
Okay, take a step into the room. No problem. This room is dusty.
I will try and quietly head over to one of the statues, just in case there is something in here.
Okay. I'll be following. I think if we all stay together, that'd be better, wouldn't it? So I'll follow, and hopefully Ralph.
All right.
Won't turn around and run out screaming.
Alfred.
Yeah.
Can you give me a difficulty 2 stability test, please. So, target number is 2. Okay, all right. Nice one. These are not statues. And if these are sarcophagi, they're the strangest sarcophagi you've ever seen. These are actual mummified bodies resting on top of slabs of stone.
Okay.
I think, Joseph, I think I really need a stability,
Yeah, I'd have
level
to do.
stability test from you as well, please.
Yeah, I'll say what I'm seeing before they get too close. So mummified as in wrapped in bandages, or as in they've just dried out.
Dried out.
I've seen bodies before.
For the most part, naked as well. Given torches aren't that powerful in the 1930s, you know, the edge of the torch beam, they're going into the darkness beyond. This chamber is huge.
Mm.
Yeah,
Alfred, can you see if these have died naturally or?
that's what I was going to look
Oh,
at. See, you're reading my mind again. Can you stop that?
get out of my mind!
I've got first aid, but I haven't got medicine. I'll just see if I can.
Yeah, you can do first aid roll, no problem. There's nothing. There's nothing overtly obvious in terms of wounds or anything like that on the bodies that you can see. They're very well preserved, but they are
Very old.
Yeah, dried out husks, and they are very old. There's no symbolism, iconography, plaques, etchings to say who these are.
And there's
Any
no
markings on the body, tattoos, or anything to.
jewelry.
Not you can see.
I don't know who these are, but it goes on for a very long way.
Yep.
You really want to search this whole room? What will go on? This could be miles, as far as we know. Right, from where we see the first ones, which is where I see the rest are, I'll go far enough away so that they're still within torchlight behind me, and trying it forward to see if it's further again than the torchlight. So like a relay type thing. Right, okay. Yeah, this is going on for a very long time.
Are they fresher or are they still the same?
All still mummified?
All still mummified.
About the sort of same quality or condition, sorry.
As far as you can tell.
I'll head back.
Okay.
I'd rather not keep going into here.
The
doesn't seem to be
strangest
anything
thing.
apart from bodies, and
But-
a lot of them.
This amount of people, surely somebody would notice this amount of people disappearing.
Don't know how long they've been here.
Hmm.
The church above seems to have 3 different ages to it, so this could be another age as beyond that.
This
Could be going back
great
hundreds of years.
stonework that much of this is made out of defies your knowledge and understanding of archaeology, Joseph.
Architecture,
You can't place it.
right.
They still look normal human shape. They don't look like Neanderthals or an earlier version of humans type thing. Where
Interesting question. They're smaller, but still human.
okay,
So they could be centuries old.
yeah. I was thinking along the lines of like Stonehenge type thing. They were human as long as we know, but we've changed over the last 100 years. How
Well,
far
we've
back do
certainly
these
got
go?
taller, haven't we?
Yeah, a lot taller due to nourishment.
So these could be very, very old.
I mean, the first part of the church was built during the Crusades, wasn't it? The first Knights Templar.
Yeah.
No, but there was a bit down at the front where the altar was that was older again, wasn't it?
That's
Yes.
yeah, it's
Templar
older than
was
the church,
second
wasn't it?
one.
The middle part of the interior part of the church seemed even older than the Knights Templar pieces.
So we could possibly be talking like the tombs we were in Ethiopia.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if this didn't start without any walls or a roof.
That church was placed there possibly for a reason, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
More like
Like a
the
capstone.
church has been built on top of a barrow. Let's head back to the passage and head deeper in.
Yes.
What's his calling us down there?
Okay, you head
Hopefully-
back out into the passage. You continue following it. It seems to. There is a slight grade downwards to how you're going. Very subtle, but nonetheless, it's there. It's very hard. Joseph, do you think you're probably 100 feet below the church?
Gosh. If we meet an adventuring party, can we go for?
Yeah, we're gonna end up in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage and find my bard from my Friday game.
As you continue along the passageway, you pass another large chamber on your right.
And Georgian again.
Can I just see if I can get a direction we're going? And if so, are we heading towards the lake by any chance?
Let's have a think. Let me have a think. Give me a. Interesting.
Just Joseph's mind to just, oh.
Yeah. I was trying to look see if there was a particular skill that you could maybe just spend a point in, but I think you're fine. Okay.
Do I have navigation? No.
Best you can make out, you're heading in the general direction of the lake.
Do you know this? We're travelling downwards now, and we seem to be. I mean, I might be wrong, but we seem to be heading in the direction of the lake. And it's straight, isn't it? This tunnel. It's not deviating left or right. It's just
Deviating now. It's straight. There are other passageways off, but if you're following this,
the main. Yeah.
then no, it seems to be just almost straight. The passageway itself is probably not straight. If you look behind you, if it was clear, you'd see you're probably occasionally turned a very, very subtle corner. The light is getting a little bit brighter now. The sound of the angles of Tag Plateau are getting louder. You're definitely going, you're definitely heading in pretty much the same direction.
How far away is the lake from where we were?
A few miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was miles.
Yeah.
This damn noise is starting to grate.
So, shining torch in this path, this chamber. Is there anything in there?
There is a head, a large head, at the far end of the chamber.
As in, natural head or statue or
Statue, stone head.
that's relief.
Not a live real head. In a jar, talking to you. No, different scenario.
Oh, Dum Dum.
It's an alien.
No, they found these heads on this island. It's Easter Island.
Easter Island, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like one of those.
Apparently, the heads are actually attached to bodies.
Yeah.
And they go really, really far down.
Yeah.
So are these that big or miniature versions? Because those are big.
I would say this is probably the size of a early school years child, so 3 feet tall.
Okay.
So quite a sizable one.
Yeah.
Does that look familiar to any of you with archaeology?
What's the ground that it's resting on?
Just stone, just grey stone.
Okay, so it is actually on the stone. It's not on earth, and it goes below the surface.
Stone.
Right, okay.
Looks oriental.
The nose doesn't really either. Nose is too big for oriental.
At least he's smiling.
Actually, it's grinning. When you say that, Joseph, it's almost like the face had just changed to more of a pronounced grin.
Oh. Can you see teeth?
No.
It's just like closed-lipped. Did you see that?
See what?
The mouth just moved.
Now
No.
snarling at you, Ralph, Joseph, Alfred. Get all the names. All the names. Alfred, as you kind of look at you look for a minute from the statue to Joseph when he says, "Did you see that?" kind of quizzically, and you look back and it's snarling at you.
There's only the one statue. There's only the one head, rather.
No, there's two.
Okay, I'll look between the two. Are the expressions the same?
Well, one doesn't have any expression at all. It's just like a blank head-shaped piece of stone. It wasn't there when you walked into the room.
Anyone else seeing two, or are the gases down here affecting my head or something?
I'm going to look. Are there two?
There's three.
How many do I see?
3 at the moment, but one of them, the original one, or the one that you thought was the original one, now looks shocked, mouth open, eyes wide. But you can see what appears to be fangs protruding down beneath the lip line. The second one seems to be taking on a familiar form. You can make out the face shape of Alfred.
I'm backing away.
Fourth one that you just back into
Oh,
is a blank face.
He's been watching
first
Doctor
one-
Who again, hasn't he?
I mean, I'm assuming you're all blinking at this point because that's what happens.
oh God! Don't blink.
One of the best bad guys ever created.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
do you know what? One of my customers, I'm not going to say where, but he has 3 of them in his garden. And the first time I went round the back to leave a parcel, I was like, oh, because he's got a TARDIS next to him as well.
Nice.
I'll have to post a picture. It's on my phone somewhere. It's brilliant.
Nice. Yeah, there are now 4 of these. The original one, which is now, there seems to be something coming out of its eyes, like a red liquid. The second one definitely looks like Alfred. The third one is taking on the form of Joseph.
How big's this room?
Probably 15 yards by 15 yards.
No other ways to
Alfred?
get in or out.
And there is no other exit or entrance other than the one you came in.
And this 4th one isn't blocking the entrance, is it?
It's not blocking the entrance, but it was kind of appeared directly behind you, a
Yes.
yard or so. So when you kind of stepped backwards, you pretty much fell over it.
What the hell is going on here?
Alfred, look behind me and lead me out, and I'll look behind you. I'm assuming it's
Oh, cheers, guys. You just leave
Ralph.
each other out and leave me in the fucking corner.
Oh,
I can see what's going on here.
I thought you were out in the corridor.
Yeah, I thought you were in the corridor.
Get Ralph.
As you make your way now past about a dozen of these heads, you get to the entrance, and as you pass through the entrance into the corridor, you look back. A single head.
What the hell? There must be some gases in there.
Yeah. Didn't see any mushrooms or anything about that were giving off weird spores.
No?
But we all saw the same thing, and that's like a group hallucination.
Yeah.
And I've been to a few parties where that doesn't happen.
This place is getting weirder and weirder.
Sounds are also getting louder.
Let's push through that room. You said there's a way out the other side.
No, there isn't a way out that way.
Oh, okay. It was just a room. Right, okay.
You push on down the corridor. The light begins to get brighter. It also seems to become a focal. You can just in the distance now, you can see what appears to be a ball of greenish light, maybe no bigger than the size of a fist. It seems to be about chest height. The sounds that you can hear get louder as you draw closer to this fist-sized light. The sound grows into a prolonged explosion, like a record played at the wrong speed. And then this light just seems to suddenly pulse into a brighter green. And you watch as it begins to move in a circular pattern. After a second or two, it grows slightly. From a fist to a large man's hand. Then it vanishes. Then it reappears a few seconds later, the size of a torso. Then it vanishes again. Reappears to be the size of a man.
How far away is this?
You're probably within about 5 yards of it now. It seems as well to be at a dead end. There doesn't appear to be anything beyond it.
And has the temperature changed?
Nope. It vanishes a third time. Then it reappears more circular, more oval in shape. Still the size of a human, but now in the middle, a piercing white light. Suddenly,
Back up a little bit.
it seems to be pulled or ripped apart. This white light just kind of almost as if something tears it out to the edges of this green light. And then it sits there. Looking through, you're sure you can see something on the other side. A landscape. A green star hanging above the land you can see beyond. Ralph, you get a sense that you want to go to that thing.
Are there any other stars in there?
There are other stars.
Can I
Seems to be originating from that one star.
can I look see if I recognise any constellations? I'll spend a point in astronomy.
Ooh. No, they don't. There aren't. They don't make sense to you. The sky seems alien in nature.
Those stars, I've not seen them before, and I know little about astronomy, about the constellations.
You definitely feel the urge to go. Whatever it is you can see, Ralph, you want to go.
I'll follow that path.
Okay.
Keep opening.
All right. You step into sort of a mixture of light and darkness, a green landscape. It's an odd place. Rocks at your feet, black stone, many of them shaped like triangle or diamonds, but certainly three-sided for the most part. I mean, diamonds aren't three-sided, are they? But certainly, there's a lot of triangular shaped rock, amongst which you can see strange globular shaped buildings, or at least you think they're buildings, made of a metallic substance. Many of them are in ruins. Whole plates torn from lower walls, revealing twisted, peeling girders. In places, seem to be melted by unimaginable force. Within the within the crevices of the girders, ice glitters greenly. And now you realize it's snowing. A vermilion tinted great flakes of snow.
Seeing that Ralph's has Alfred gone through as well?
You're
Yeah.
all through.
Yeah, we're all through them.
Look back. Is the portal or whatever it is still there?
Seems to be a tear about 2 feet up from the ground, a jagged kind of split where you can make out vaguely a dark, a green cast tunnel of rock, stone tunnel leading away. something moves ahead of you. Then a second thing moves, a third. Gradually, more things seem to move out from amongst the ruined buildings till you can count about 13.
Get my binoculars out and see if I can see them closer.
You can do that for sure. Give me a stability test, please. A level 2 stability test.
Stability. Or a 6 chance. And the
No!
first time I didn't actually put any points in it because I was thinking, well, it's only 2. I'm
Lose another 2 points of stability, please.
okay.
What you see is
I'll just roll again so it'll knock it down. Okay. I'm down to 3 stability.
just bear with me a second. I'm looking through description. You see what appears to be oddly shaped. The thing that comes to your mind is jelly. Blobs of greenish, gelatinous material just oozing and slurping their way towards you.
I'll describe what I'm saying. I'll say that is not natural.
Can each of you make another health test, please? Bear with me just a second. Yeah, okay. So again, I'm not going to tell you what the target number is. Just spend health and roll the dice.
So what is it? 1d6 plus how much we're spending.
Yes. And then reduce your health by that amount.
Plus. Oh, what's that?
It's actually a general skill. You can just spend it on there.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
So I now need to reduce mine down by 3.
Yeah. No, but
If you've rolled it on the right hand side,
Yeah.
if you rolled in your general skill, it's done it already.
Yeah, so -1.
Okay. And you stare at it through the binoculars, and you're kind of describing this gelatinous kind of ooze-like thing that's kind of coming towards you. Each of you suddenly lose consciousness as you collapse to the ground.
That's a fun game. Right, okay, guys. What we're playing next week?
Yeah.
That's right.
That would be a great point to call it for the night, but it seems a bit cheesy to do that. So,
Can I just go, ooh?
it would be, if it was Doctor Who, that would be the end sequence. You awake. Cold, hard dome.
Half dissolved.
Oh,
Look around. Does it look familiar?
find yourself lying amongst the pews, not too far away from the pew that you entered. down it on the floor. And the three of you are all kind of close to one another.
What the? I'm going to quickly check that I have arms and legs.
You have arms, you have legs, you have everything in your pockets.
Check, I haven't got a big stomach on, big mouth on my stomach.
No.
Can I taste like gelatinous stuff in my mouth?
No.
Did that
Is
really
it
just
salty?
happen?
We are in a church after all, you never know.
Did anyone else just have the weirdest experience?
No, I just remember you saying there's some green, and then we fell. I
Yeah.
woke up here. Yeah.
I'm going over to the pew to check whether it actually moved.
You read my mind.
It moves, yeah, and there's an entranceway down there.
Did we actually go down there, or did we get affected by something?
Check for our footprints, or
Well,
go down the ladder and see the markings.
I'll go down and see whether I've carved the markings there.
Okay. It was quite a way down, Ralph. Are you going down on your own? Are the rest of you following?
No, we'll follow. We'll go together.
Yeah.
Stay together.
Just to find out whether we did actually go down there or not.
Okay.
I need confirmation.
Yeah, not necessarily going any further. Actually, look at my camera. Does it show that I've used up the film that I took for the statues?
Yeah.
Well, I've taken photos while I was passed out, or I did take photos of these statues. We'll see when
It's
we
a shame.
it.
It's a shame you didn't take a photo of that green place.
And the stairs open out into a small area with a bunch of gears covered in crystalline growth. You recognize this place. It's the clock tower.
What?
Also known as Area 17 on the map.
On the map.
So we've gone down and ended up going up.
Well, no, you've come down the stairs into the clock tower.
But we've gone down the pew stairs.
Yeah. And appeared
and
in the clock
ended up
tower.
at 18, coming into 17.
Yeah.
Have we gone through that iris?
No, the iris was lower down than that.
Yeah, the iris is below that.
18, we saw the window which showed the meteor, so we come through that entrance into.
Yeah, you've come out this little area here, which is a spiral staircase that leads up to 18. You've gone down that spiral staircase from the pews and have seemed to have just ended up coming out into Area 17.
Hang on, if we go back up those stairs, do we end up in 18?
Yes, you do.
Any other way out of 18?
No.
Do you still feel a pull to go down those steps?
No, you don't.
Can we hear the angle?
Can you hear the angle?
Or does this feel like a test that we failed?
You can't hear the angle.
Most live.
No.
This is.
Well, gentlemen, I think that's enough for today. I think I can feel a strong drink and some food calling me.
And
Well, the
possibly
strong drink.
visiting an actual working church that's in use.
Looking at your pocket watch, you do seem to have lost about 3 hours of time. You think it was round about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when you kind of uncovered the stairs down beneath the pew. And looking at pocket watches, it appears to be 6 o'clock in the evening and dark outside.
I've still got the
Book 9.
book 9.
You still have book 9.
Okay.
Take it.
Hang on. I'll look in my notebook. Have I still got the drawings?
Still got the drawings?
Okay.
It looks like I've still got the photos I took. It'll be interesting when we develop them.
Very.
And I'm assuming where I've carved the in my head, where I've carved the stone and put the protection runes in, I'll have carved stone onto my clothes. Are they still dirty there? With that, my gloves and
Yeah.
okay. So in my head, it actually did happen the way. So how we went down those pew stairs and ended up there, I don't know. If we go back down again and go down the pew stairs, do we end up back at the top?
Yep.
Maybe if I throw something down and see if it hits you on the head.
Did those protection runes?
Be honest with you, yes.
Yes.
You guys stay here. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to get a brick or something, stone, and throw it down and tell me if you can hear it up there. And I'll do that.
Nope.
No.
Don't hear it.
You do hear a rather angry fish, though.
It rattles for a little bit and then stops, but you don't hear it coming down into Area 17.
I'll go over and take a look. I'll climb up to Area 17, see if there's a stone there.
Doesn't appear to be.
Come back down again. Nothing seems to have come. Could your protection runes have blocked it? Stopping anyone from entering it again?
I'm not entirely sure they'd have done anything, to be honest with you. They would just give me a peace of mind.
Hey! It reassured me a little bit until you said that.
Exactly. It's all in the mind.
It's a placebo.
Yes.
Where's the nearest church? One that
There'll be
actually
another
has.
Yeah, one that works.
There will
Yeah.
be another one across town for sure.
Yeah, I may be heading there tonight.
Your the pillar hasn't crumbled, but you need some reassurance. You need to spend some time with a priest and maybe a confessional, and you do feel the urge to reconnect with your religion and faith
And reality.
and reality.
That too.
Yes.
What? Bless me, Father, for I have gag.
Yeah, your stability is a bottom of a bottle. Mine is the bottles in the confessional.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I just, for what's happening, I don't want to be here when if it gets any darker.
All right.
I think that in the morning I need to get this film developed. See if something really did happen. But any luck, when we all collapsed onto the ground, it landed on the camera and it took lots of photos of what really happened.
You get yourself back to the Brichester Arms. Food, ale, wine,
Whiskey.
whiskey, a general sense of normality. And each of you gradually
It was insane.
head off to sleep. Right.
I'm going to be pushing something in front of my door.
Okay.
So dinner tonight wasn't served by a deep one or anything.
Dinner was very nice.
I hear the calamari is fine.
Yeah, we didn't have fish. It's a trap.
You didn't have fish. Sorry, just 1 second. I'm just looking for one more bit, and then we're going to wrap up for tonight.
Yeah, when he says wrap up, as in the straight jacket.
No.
Yeah, we're going to go stay in the sanatorium for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, we go back up there and say, have we got any spare rooms? We need a company.
We've come to write a book.
Each of you dream, or at least you think you dream. You're unsure.
Sweet illusion.
But you see several figures that are recognizable. You see Fajol Kadpo, Luke Fausch, Alex Kramer, and Hussein Solomon. They are entering a house by a large lake. They're arguing that their equipment has been destroyed, pointing fingers at one another. And then you all feel this sense of horror, as it feels like you're impaled by spear or a barbed piece of metal through your body. And as that happens, you feel as though you are turning into metal. Yeah, so you feel as though you're turning into metal. Everything that you see is tinged with a strange greenness. And you watch as your friends run, leaving you in this house alone. Gradually, any thought of self seems to disappear. You can hear myriads of voices in your head, with one voice commanding you to act. And then each of you wake, covered in sweat. The first rays of a January morning breaking through the shutters of your windows. And that's where we'll leave it for the night.
Can I just ask, when we turn to metal, are we still the same height? Or do we go into a ball of gelatinous?
Nope. Stay the same height.
Right,
Yep.
that's okay.
It's all right with the bronze fish people.
Yay! Oh. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell, he says.
Yeah.
I think we're going to find parts of Suleiman's theme. One of them's going to have been turned into metal.
But from the dream, he was still conscious and moved. Could they move?
Don't know.
That you couldn't really tell.
Gosh. I'm going to assume the house was probably the cultist house from last century.
Could
Or
be.
it's by the lake.
Hmm.
And there's something down there we haven't found yet. Because we haven't been all the way to the lake yet, have we?
There are two places you haven't been yet. There's Deepfall Lake, and there's the Isle beyond Sevenford, where the boy, where the student got left and then ended up going crazy. Those are the two places you have yet to visit.
Thank you very much for giving me a sleepless night.
Yeah, another one.
Wibble. Definitely a wibble.
Yeah.
A wibble night.
Yeah, we haven't got a sanity stat on here, I've noticed.
There is a sanity stat. We're just not using it very often.
Yes.
You've got to go through your stability to lose sanity, haven't you?
I believe so. Or
Yeah.
I've got to attack your pillars of
Oh, yeah.
sanity first.
I've just seen the sanity stats. I have got points of sanity.
Yeah, it's not like the classic Call of Cthulhu where every time you read a book you gain Cthulhu mythos, but your sanity dropped by a permanent amount. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not that brutal.
Yeah, stability is kind of that buffer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's running low.
Yeah, mine as well.
I think you can take a normal 24-hour rest. You just had a bad dream. It isn't necessarily going to stop you from regaining stability.
I don't think 24
Yeah,
hours.
I don't think. No, it doesn't.
No, it's a full refresh.
Mhm.
I think.
It'll give you a full
That's it
refresh.
at the end of the
Yeah.
end
okay.
of the section, the scene.
Yeah, don't.
Not
think-
going to happen. I think you are going to gradually go wibble over the next week or so.
I think you need
Yeah.
to get in contact with your source of stability.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Well, if that gives you stability back, and I think it does, then I think Alfred is very capable of going to church. Because funnily enough, it is going to be Sunday morning.
Oh.
Yeah, my pillars of sanity are faith in the Catholic Church. Source of stability is my wife, fellow vet, and George Sullivan.
I argue, though, that you are of a religious nature, so I don't see why you couldn't.
I agree.
I would give you a chance to recover some stability by going to church.
How many points have you got?
Currently, I've got 3 stability left.
Ah, you've got the same as me, but right.
Ralph's going to get religion now.
How many do you have normally, maximum?
8.
Yeah. No, stability's 10.
Mine's 9.
See, I start low on you, and I'm the one that reads the fucking books. What's going on here?
But that means that I've lost more than you.
I'm stitched here.
It also means you've been reading dodgy books before we met you.
Yeah, probably. My sanity's not too bad. 9.
Mine's 8, my sanity.
That high?
I've seen things.
I'd need to get a phone call with my parents.
Mom, need a hug. No more Fish Fridays.
Probably a call to my father, actually. Talk about the business.
Actually.
He's only 5 hours behind us, isn't he?
Mm. Right, I'm going to kill the stream to shake. We are back on Thursday at 7:15, is it? Or do you want to later start, Zed?
Thursday. Give me 1 second. I think we'll be okay. 7:15.
In fact, that's what Ralph will do. He'll send a telegram.
Yeah.
So his father and give the phone number.
Okay.
And get his father to call him.
So you're all going to try on the Sunday to figure out how to reconnect with your pillars of stability.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely be going to church one way or the other.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
possibly.
All right.
Just push over some of the pews on the way out.
No worries. We can run through that next week. That's absolutely fine.